everyone, welcome to Peak Yoga with Alanna. So today I'm sharing with you a video that I recorded over the summer actually. I was in Europe and I was stopping over in Ireland on my way home, and I just had to get to the cliffs of Moher to share this video with you. So to get this yoga video, it was a bit of a process. So I ended up sleeping in my rental car to beat the crowds and get a nice view to share with you. However, when I woke up, there was so much fog I could hardly see the edge. So I didn't give up that easily. I walked and I walked until about 3 miles down I found a clearing, and that is where I set up. So I hope you enjoyed this edgy yoga practice with me on the edge of the cliffs, at the cliffs of Moher. So we're going to meet sitting on our mats in a seated cross-legged position. Root your sit bones deep in the mat. Take a moment to settle in, find your balance. Roll your shoulders back. Have a nice straight spine and send the crown of your head towards the ceiling or the sky, depending on where you are. We're going to start with a couple of deep breaths. So inhale through your nose, filling up your lungs so deeply that your stomach expands with air. We're going to exhale through our mouths for this one cleansing breath. Good. Again, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. And just be conscious of where that breath is filling. You want it so that your stomach is rising and falling. You may bring your hands to your heart center in prayer position. Close your eyes. Take a moment to set an intention. Breathe it in. We're going to start to rub our palms together. When you feel the fire, you may place them over your closed eyes. Taking a deep breath in here. Exhale, release. Good. All right, we're going to begin with some warm-ups here. Good, so go on and extend your fingertips along on either side of you. So we're tenting at the pads of our fingers on the mat. Go on and roll your head over to the left, feeling that deep stretch through our right side of our neck and shoulders. Inhale to get back up to center and release your head over to the right, feeling that same stretch on the opposite side. Good. Inhale, come back to center, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, we're going to look up. And exhale, release your head down so that your chin is going towards your chest here. Still breathing deeply into the belly, getting that diaphragmatic breathing still going. And with your spine still straight, we're going to start to take half circles across the front of our body. So still with the flat spine, we're going to roll the neck over to the left and then roll it over to the right so that your right ear meets your right shoulder. And then over to the left where your left ear meets your left shoulder. So if it's available to you today and you feel confident and comfortable, we're going to take full range of motion with our head. Come across the front of your body with your head, and then exhale, release it down, so in the direction towards your back, coming over to the other ear, other shoulder, and across the front of your body. So we're just basically making circles with our head. Sometimes this can be a bit much on the neck or our head, so if that is uncomfortable, don't do it. Just take half circles. So on your next inhale, we're going to reach up towards the ceiling or the sky. And just to warm up our spine, we're going to alternate lifting up the left hand and the right hand a couple of times. Feel nice and elongated. Go ahead and exhale, release the right hand down, reaching that left arm overhead. So we're getting a side bend here. So a good gauge to go off of is notice your left elbow. We want it to be right on top of the left ear. It doesn't have to be touching, of course, but it's a good gauge to notice where your balance is, if you're coming too far forward or maybe falling backward a little bit. This will help keep your spine in alignment. Good. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up. Now releasing that left hand down, maybe coming onto the left elbow if that is accessible to you today. So we can do this as long as our sit bones don't come up off of the mat. So again, make sure that right elbow is above the right ear. And we're breathing into the belly, breathe in deeply so that your stomach expands. Exhale out. Good. Inhale, bring up both arms. And exhale, we're going for a chest opener here, chest expansion. So interlace your fingers behind you and press them back. So you have a really open, broad chest here, letting that heart shine forward. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Now we're going to make our way into tabletop position. So you can roll over your knees or you can take your legs out from either side of you. We're going to meet with our shoulders stacked over our elbows, stacked over our wrists. And we want all 10 fingers extended so you have a nice firm base, hips stacked over knees. You can take some rotations with the hips here. Sometimes it feels good just to wake up the body. We're going to begin with some cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly, take the gaze forward. Exhale, squeeze your abdominals, round your spine, take the gaze between your knees. So again, inhale into cow pose, dropping the belly. Exhale, round your spine. Good, nice full breaths here as you inhale, come into cow pose, really feeling your abdominals stretch. Exhale, squeezing your abdominals, taking the gaze between your knees. We're going to prepare for spinal balance. So inhale, lift up your right arm, bring up your left leg. So ideally you should have a nice straight line from your right hand to your left foot. I apologize for my demonstration. I was on a cliff that definitely was not a flat surface. So on your next exhale, we're going to bring that right elbow towards your left knee. So round your spine, squeeze your core. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, round your spine, elbow to knee. We're going to do this one more time. So inhale to lengthen. Exhale, round your spine, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. We're going to bring that right arm around to grab the inside of the left foot. So press into your hand here with your left foot. So you'll peel up through the right shoulder into your chest. Focus on a point on your mat for stability if you need it. Exhale, release and lengthen, placing the right hand on the mat. And we're just going to come into a modified side plank here. So we're reaching up with the left hand. Optional, you can grab the outside of your left foot. And again, we're pressing into that hand. So we're kind of peeling open the other side of our chest. Breathe full breaths. Exhale, release. Come onto that left hand and left knee. Gonna take some rotations here with your hips if you need them. Bring it around town. Feeling the compression in your hips soften. Now we're going to take spinal balance on the other side. So extend that left hand long and that right leg long. Really squeeze that right butt cheek here. Nice and strong with all of our active muscles. Take a deep breath in. Fill your belly up with air. And on your next exhale, round the spine. Bring your left elbow to tap your right knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, round your spine, elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, last time, elbow to knee. Really squeeze your core here. Inhale to lengthen. Good, now we're going to play around here again. Go and reach that left hand back to grab the inside of the right foot and press into your hand. So we're opening up through the left chest and shoulder. One more full breath in. Exhale, release. Place your left hand down And we're going to come to a modified side plank on the other side. So reach up with that right arm. Maybe that's all we can do and that's fine. Or maybe we look up at our right hand. Or maybe we grab hold of the outside of our right foot with our right hand and press into our hand. Good. One more breath in wherever you are. Exhale, release. Float the right hand down and the right knee. Place them on the mat. And just to ignite some more core strength, we're going to be strong and lift up with our knees. So we're squeezing our core. Our palms are firmly rooted on the mat. And our knees are just hovering. Exhale, release the knees. Great, we're going to repeat this one more time. So when we're ready, we're going to inhale, lift up the knees, squeezing your core while still breathing into your belly. One more breath in. Exhale, release the knees. And we're going to open up our knees as wide as the mat, bring the big toes to touch, go on into child's pose. So release the forehead down, extend your hands and arms nice and long on your mat. Resting for just a few breaths, feeling the stomach fall as you inhale and deflate as you exhale. Your next breath in, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, still in child's pose. Just getting a gentle stretch through the left side body. Inhale, walk your hands back to center and over to the left. Getting a gentle stretch on the right side body. Good, one more breath. We'll walk the hands back to center. Peel on up, come back onto your hands. All right, now we're going to prepare to come to our first downward facing dog. Curl your toes under. Inhale, lift up the knees. Exhale, send your hips up and back. All right, just take a moment to walk out your dog by alternating, extending that right heel into the mat and then the left, feeling your hamstrings, releasing any tension. So we're sending our heels in the direction of the mat. Okay, on your next inhale, we're going to use our right hand to grab the outside of the left leg. Nice little twist here. So make sure we're breathing in deeply so we get all those nice detoxing benefits. Your next exhale, release. Bring that right hand back to the mat. And we're going to switch sides. So inhale, bring your left hand over to grab the outside of your right leg. We'll just be here for one more breath. In and exhale all the way, maybe twisting a little more deeply. Then we'll bring that hand back to center so both our palms are on the mat. And we're just going to slowly bring the hands back so we're shifting the weight into our feet. We're going to interlace the fingers and place them at the base of the skull. A nice forward fold here. Now we're not pulling down. We're not creating any strain. We're just releasing. You can have a micro bend to the knees here, or you can bend them generously if that is more comfortable for you. We're just enjoying this time in our forward fold. One more inhale. Exhaling, releasing any more tension, any worries in your mind. And then we'll bring the feet a little wider. Take hold of opposite elbows. Again, we're forward folding, maybe rocking to one side and the other. Just releasing any tension in the lower spine. We're going to release our hands walking them over to the front of our mat. We're going to come into a high plank, so lower your hips, spike your heels, squeeze your core, breathe in and exhale. Come all the way down to your mat, untuck your toes, make sure they're touching here, and we're going to tent our fingers out to either side of us. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale, release the right shoulder, and take the gaze over the left elbow, feeling that deep stretch through our right shoulder. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, release the left shoulder down, taking the gaze up over the right elbow. Inhale, lift that chest up again, and exhale, release everything down. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes. Inhale, lift up to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe take a moment to walk out your dog, and then we'll meet all the way at the top of our mat. We're going to inhale, lift up your arms. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, rise up, maybe taking a slight back bend here, opening up the chest. Exhale, bend at your hips, forward fold. You can grab the backs of your legs for a deep forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step your right foot back. Come onto that right knee. Inhale, rise up to crescent moon. So we want to be pressing forward with the right hip. You don't want to just be collapsing into the left hip. So they're on two separate planes, the left leg and the right leg. Exhale, release your right hand down. You're just going to peel open that left leg. So we're going to press the inside of the left thigh. So don't press into the knee. We're just peeling it open. We'll be coming onto the outside of the left foot. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to meet in high plank. Exhale, come all the way down, untuck your toes. We're going to inhale, lift your chest up into baby cobra. So optional to lift up the hands to really strengthen your back muscles here. Exhale, release your hands, tuck your toes under. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, send your hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up the right foot, and we're going to step it up. So we're going to release that back left knee down. We're going to inhale, come into crescent moon on the other side. So again, check in. We want to make sure that our left hip is coming forward and we're not collapsing into the right hip. Deep breaths into the belly. One more. Exhale. Release the left hand down and use your right hand to press the inside of the right thigh. So we're peeling open that right hip crease, be coming onto the right outer side of the foot. On your next inhale, bring the knee back to center, plant your palms. We're going to hop that left foot up to the top of your mat, meeting the right in a forward fold. Inhale. We're going to come all the way up, reach up tall with the hands. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're going to inhale, bring up the hands, maybe taking a slight back bend here, opening up the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, plant the palms. We're going to step the left foot back. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up, coming to crescent lunge. So I want to make sure that right knee is stacked over the right ankle. And again, we're not falling into the right hip, but we're pressing forward with the left hip. You may exhale your hands to heart. And we're going to take a twist to the right. So hook your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. And we want to make sure our hands are kind of staying at heart center. You can make a fist with your right hand and kind of help maintain the balance here. Make sure you're in proper alignment. Optional, you can release the left hand down to the mat and open up through the right wing, lifting that arm high above. Wherever you are, we'll meet back at heart center in crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up with the hands. Exhale, plant your palms. Step the right foot back, coming to high plank, or you can come to low plank by releasing the knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, send your hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up the left foot, and we're going to bring it between our palms at the top of our mat. Inhale, rise up with the arms, coming into crescent lunge on the other side. Alright, so we're checking in here. We're pressing forward with the right hip, not collapsing into the left hip. Our left knee is stacked over the left ankle. We're going to exhale, bring the hands to heart center and twist to the left. So bring that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. If this is too much, you can release the right hand down to a block or your mat, reaching that left hand tall towards the ceiling or sky. Again, with our twists, we're always breathing deeply and mindfully, detoxing. We'll inhale, come back to center, reach up to crescent lunge. Exhale, release the hands, step the foot back, coming to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, come into downward facing dog. So we're taking our vinyasas at our own pace and what feels good to our bodies. So we're going to inhale, lift up the right foot, and we're going to stack that right hip over the left hip. Inhale, come back to three-legged dog. And exhale, bring that right knee towards your nose. Then we're going to plant it between the palms. Inhale, come into warrior one, so that back left heel is on the mat at a 45-degree angle. We're going to transition into humble warrior. So we're going to interlace the fingers behind us and fold forward. Bring those hands as high behind our head as we can. You may rest your torso on that right leg if that feels better for you. Inhale, peel back up into warrior one. Bring those hands up overhead. And we're going to exhale, come into warrior two. Inhale into reverse warrior. Bring that right arm up over you, reaching towards the back of your mat. And exhale, we're going to bend here. So we're going to come forward, releasing that right hand to the mat or a block. You can hook that right elbow on top of the right thigh. You may take a half bind or full bind here. So you can release that left hand behind you, grabbing the inside of your right pant leg. And for a full bind, bring that right arm underneath your right leg and clasp your hands behind you as long as we are able to gaze up. So we don't want to collapse into with our shoulders. All right, on your next inhale, we're going to come back up through warrior two, coming into reverse warrior again. So stretching that right side body. And we will meet back in warrior two arms, but straighten the right leg. We're going to come into triangle. So come forward with the right arm until you can't anymore and come down with it, releasing it to maybe your leg, maybe the mat or a block. And reach up with the left hand. So it's important here that we're not coming forward with the left hip. Our hip should be in line with the side of our mat. Inhale, we're going to come back into reverse warrior one more time. Exhale, bend the right knee, and we're going to bring our hands down to the mat. So plant your palms. And maybe you can take hold of the right big toe with your right peace finger, so your pointer and middle. Hook it on, and we're going to bring it up. So a lot of core strength here. Maybe you wiggle around. That's fine. Try to boost your hips up if you're able to do that sort of side plank. If not, have that left hand firmly on the mat, so nice and extended left palm, and bring that right foot on top of your left foot, and we're going to peel up with the right hand and arm. If that's too much, you can release that left knee down for another modified side plank. Be here for one breath, and then we'll release the hands down, take a vinyasa, or maybe we just meet back in downward facing dog. Next, we're going to inhale, lift up the left foot to three-legged dog, and we're going to stack the hips. So we're coming into our hip opener again. So that left hip should be stacked over the right hip. Maybe rotate your ankle. Come back to three-legged dog. Exhale real quick, knee to nose, squeeze your core, and then step that left foot through. So we're planting that right heel on the mat, keeping that left knee bent. We're going to inhale, come up into warrior one. So check in for a moment, make sure that left knee is stacked over the left ankle. You're pressing forward with the right hip and not collapsing into your left hip. Hopefully you're on a more stable and flat surface than me. All right, we're going to prepare to come into our humble warrior now. So interlace your hands behind you, chest expansion, beautiful open chest. Exhale, forward fold, maybe resting your torso on your left thigh. So we're really pressing for those hands to come as far up as they can towards our head. One more breath. Exhale, release the palms. We'll inhale, come back into warrior one. Exhale, transition into warrior two. So we're having that back right foot come parallel with the back of our mat. We're going to inhale, reach that left arm overhead towards the back of your mat. Exhale, come back through warrior two, releasing that left hand towards the mat, or maybe hooking your elbow on top of your left thigh, or maybe you have a block. You come into your half bind by releasing that left hand behind you, grabbing the inside of your left thigh, or maybe you take a full bind. So you bring that left arm underneath your left leg, clasping your hands behind you. But again, we're only doing this if we're able to gaze upward so that we have a nice open shoulder. One more breath. Exhale, release. I'll inhale, come into reverse warrior. And exhale. Coming back with warrior two arms, so our nice straight arms, but we're straightening the left leg. So we want our hips to remain parallel with the sides of our mats. So we're going to come forward with that left hand and body and release it down to a block or the mat, or maybe rest that left hand on your shin. We just don't want to be hurting our knee in any way, so just avoid pressing into your knee. We'll inhale, come up. I lied, one more. Reverse warrior. So reach that left hand behind you. Exhale, warrior two. One more deep breath into your belly. And exhale, windmill the hands down. We're going to prepare to come into half plank on the other side. So maybe you just take that left foot, stack it on top of the right, and bring that left hand up to straighten and bump your hips up. Or maybe we take hold of the left big toe with your peace fingers and bring that up. Wherever you're at, hold it for one more breath, and then we'll vinyasa through, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. So follow your breath and choose your pace that is best recognized with your soul today. So we're going to hop or walk to the top of our mat, on your next inhale. And we want to set up our feet to be about as wide as our hips with our toes pigeoned out. And we're going to have a nice firm base with our palms pressing into the mat. As we're going to prepare to fly, we're going to come into crow pose. So if you're at home, I recommend putting a pillow out in front of you just in case you tumble forward. Or maybe you have a block that you can use to step on. So when we have our nice firm base with our palms and our arms extended, or maybe you keep them bent at first, we just want to bring our knees as close to our armpits as possible. And then we're going to shift the weight forward onto our hands, and maybe we balance there for a while, maybe a moment. That's perfectly fine. It's still a victory. When you feel like you've flown, we're going to meet in Malasana. So a nice deep stretch here, nice deep squat. You can bring your hands to your heart. This pose is amazing for sciatica relief. So again, no pulling, no pushing, nothing going on here, just gravity, releasing all the tension. In your next inhale, we're going to release the left palm to the mat and reach up with the right hand. We're going to switch sides. So exhale, release the right hand down, and inhale, lift up the left arm. Exhale, come down. And we're going to make our way onto our booty. So we're going to extend the legs long, maybe give them a shake. We're going to inhale, lift up overhead with the hands. Exhale, forward fold. So maybe we just can reach our legs, maybe our shins, maybe our feet, wherever you reach. Enjoy it. You can take hold of it and pull yourself forward. So we don't necessarily want our head to be reaching for our toes. I like to think of it as reaching our chest towards our toes so we don't just crunch our spine. We're going to inhale up, bending the right knee. And we're going to twist to the right. So you can use that left arm to come to the outside of the right leg. Maybe hold on to it or just rest it along your leg. Gazing out past the right shoulder. We're going to inhale, straightening the leg. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bending the left leg and twisting to the left. So again, we're bringing that right arm to the outside of the left leg to help us torque to the left. So again, whenever we're in twists, we want to be breathing mindfully into our bellies, exhaling completely, and maybe twisting a little deeper. Inhale, shake it out. Exhale, forward fold again. Inhale. We're going to transition into boat pose. So to do this, we have a couple options. We can just rock back till you find a sweet spot, and while really engaging your core, we're going to lift the legs up so they can remain straight, or you can bend the knees. Take a deep breath in, really squeezing the abdominals, and exhale, lower a little bit into low boat. One more breath, and exhale, release. So you can hug your knees to your chest, maybe rock a little side to side. Get a nice gentle massage on the lower back. Good. Now I got a request on my YouTube channel to go over an inversion called shoulder stand. I will show this now or walk you through it. However, I want you to be aware that due to the cliff, I did not have a flat surface to practice on, so my inversion does not look how it would look, say, if I were at home or in a yoga studio, but we're going to try. Okay, so we're going to inhale. We're just going to bring up the legs to straighten. If you have high blood pressure or have any heart issues, please be wary of taking inversion. Just have to throw that out there. So if you have any of those issues, you can just remain here with your legs straight. If you'd like to try to come to shoulder stand, we're going to hop back. So just rock your body back. You can use your hands to support your back and your hips. And you want your feet to be extended straight up. You want your legs to be straight. And you don't want to be crunching your neck in the process of this. You can have fun here if you want to mess around, maybe open up your legs, maybe twist them around. I think yoga, we think we have to be so serious sometimes, but if your soul is wanting to express something different, have at it, as long as it's safe. Okay, so we're still breathing. Breathe into the belly. If you'd like to come into plow pose, just release your feet behind your head. So you can straighten your legs. Again, we don't want to crunch our neck here. We don't want to be in pain. If you feel pain, please come out of the pose. We'll do one more breath, and then we'll come back up into shoulder stand. Again, I'm sorry that this rock is making my balance off. And we'll slowly come down, hugging the knees towards your chest. Good. Take a moment. If we did the inversion, we'll want to do a counter pose. We'll do fish pose. So we're going to come on to the elbows. Maybe position your hands right above your buttocks, and we want to press our chest upwards. So we're kind of puffing it out, and then we're going to release the head down. So we're opening up our chest, opening up our neck, that area that we were compressing before. All while still breathing into the belly. Just letting any tension be released on your exhales. And we'll come out of that pose. You'll be hugging the knees back up to your chest or towards center. We're going to take a supine twist, so release the hands to either side. Want to drop the knees over to the right while peering out past your left shoulder. If you'd like to deepen this supine twist, you can use your right hand to kind of just pull your knees down a bit. Inhale, come back through center and release the knees over to the left. Again, you can use that left hand to deepen the supine twist. I'm going to be gazing over the right shoulder, and the right shoulder ideally should be on the mat. We'll inhale, bring these back to center, give them another hug. Now this is your time before we come into Shavasana to do whatever other pose that is calling you right now. I always like to do happy baby, so using our peace fingers, our pointer and middle finger, grab the big toes and pull them down towards you. Opening up the hips one more time. And when you feel ready to be still, we're going to come into one more pose. Just a nice deep stretch. Interlace your fingers, press them overhead like someone's pulling you in two opposite directions. Stretch on your inhale, and exhale, release. We'll meet with our hands facing upward towards the ceiling or the sky. You can have your legs open as generously as you would like here. We're going to focus on our breath as we come into Shavasana. Notice where it is flowing. Notice where your breath is filling. Breathe deeply with awareness. Breathe in the lights, the love, and the power. And exhale any uncertainty, any fear, anything that no longer serves you. You may remain in Shavasana as long as you would like. When you're ready,
Keeping your eyes closed, roll onto your side. Then we're going to roll all the way up, coming into a seated cross-legged position on the mat. Again, your eyes are still closed. Bring your hands to heart center, maybe repeating that intention you set earlier. We're going to rub the palms together vigorously. You feel the fire. Place them over your closed eyes. Blink your eyes within your palms. Give back energy to your body through your eyes. Close your eyes again, rub your palms. This time I want you to place them over any area in your body that needs some more love, maybe more attention today. Maybe that's everywhere. Spread that love and energy wherever it needs to be. When you feel like the love has been received, bring your hands back to heart center. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I appreciate your participation wherever you are. Know that you are loved and hold infinite potential to be your best and most true self. Namaste.